Now. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. I was thirsty. Like my mug.
I love your mug. I should show the new keychain I got this week.
Yes, you should.
Give
I'm
me a
like
second to
obsessed
grab
with her
that.
merch. I don't even care. I think I'm creative.
So it says they died of murder.
Oh, yeah.
Murder. And
Oh,
I love
shoot.
it.
I gotta drop a link real quick. La 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 la. Don't mind me. I don't know what the shit I'm doing. I try. That's not what I wanted you to do. No, go away. Oh, fork it. Okay. I'm seriously legit all over the freaking place right now. It's not even funny. No, I don't want you to be in that account, though. I want you to sign into this account. There we go. Gotta go draw up the YouTube link in our Patreon. Baby.
Yeah.
YouTube.com. How's your week been?
Not too bad.
Cool.
Spent Christmas in Alabama.
I saw you were on vacay.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Went to the beach. Took the Anna pup to the beach for her first time ever.
There you go. She's got to be a happy pupper. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, she was pretty happy. She really liked it. And then Penny's apparently been to the beach before, just with previous owners, because she knew exactly what she was doing.
So much fun.
Immediately ran to the shore and started digging for clams.
Where the floop is the flippity floppity? God damn it. Sorry, I'm trying to find the stupid link.
You're okay.
Oh, it's hot in here. So tonight we are discussing the disappearance of Ben Smart and Olivia Hope. And we're going to be breaking this up into two stories. Oh my gosh. I'm like overheated right now. Don't mind me. I got it. Thanks. We're going to be breaking this up into 2 episodes because the more I got into this case, the more of a shit show it ended up being. You mean there's no videos? Why are you being like this? Why am I not showing up in my own goddamn search?
Is there interference if I put my phone here?
Yeah.
Yeah, want me to move it again?
This is really annoying.
Is that better?
Sorry, it's not you that's annoying. It's this thing is being really stupid and it won't let me find us. Oh, because it's search across your channel. I don't want to be in studio. Who the foof put me in studio? I just want to be at YouTube. Anyhow, while I'm fighting with this, we have notes. I did notes. I even freaking did sources. Yes,
Yay.
I did. There we go. I think I might be able to find what I need now. So, Ben Smart and Olivia Hope. I almost called her Stoddard. This is what's happening to me right now.
Different people.
Yep. No, I don't want to play this. Do not play it. There we go. There we go. No, I want to share the link. How do I share the link? Oh, screw it. I give up. I give up on that. I'll figure it out some other day. It's being so obnoxious I can't even with it right now. Like, I finally was able to get to where I needed to go on YouTube, and then I can't find the freaking link. It's like, there it is, but I can't watch the link or share the link. No, I don't want to save it for later. I want to share the goddamn link. Ah, screw you, stupid thing. Oh, I made it mad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. Share. I think I may have done what I needed to do. I think I got it. Okay, now I need this screen over here and smaller. A girl can try. So, don't get on my way. No, I need Ben Smart and Olivia Hope. Oh, good God almighty, Emily, get your shit together. Anyhow. Right. New Year's Eve. 1997 into 1998. I'm sorry. One day I will have this together, and today is just not that day. Episode 41. Done. Okay, share. You're gonna let me share, right? Publish now. There we go. It's a good thing nobody's on yet. Anyway, so.
Yeah.
Right. My bad. People are eventually going to get sick of my bullshit, I swear. But until then, we are going to entertain you with tragic, horrible, awful, no good stories. In this case, is Sketchy Sketch. I literally put that right in my notes. It says Sketchy Sketch. Because I am not sure that they got the right person. I'm not. It's weird. We'll start out there. And we can talk about the trial next episode. So let's start with Ben Smart. He was 21 years old when he went missing. Born to John and Mary Snart. Wow. John and Mary Smart in 1976. Ben Smart came from a close-knit family and was known as a laid-back, easygoing kind of guy. Ben's father worked as a civil engineer, and Ben was set to start at his firm that January 5th. So this was 1998. Just a few days after he went missing. Ben was a Christ College old boy who was keen on music. Put keen in quotation marks, because that was the word the source I got that from used. He played in bands and was known to take his guitar everywhere he went. Olivia was 17 years old when she went missing. So, I should say this case is in New Zealand.
Right.
So things are going to be very different than how we know them in America. She was born to Gerald and Janice Hope in 1980, which that one messed me up because that's the same year that my oldest sibling was born. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're the same age. They would have been the same age. So it's just, it really hits home. Olivia is described as a bubbly person who was close with her family and friends, especially her sister Amelia and her mother. Her father said that she was a realistic young woman with strong inner strength. Her father was a chief executive. Fixing my grammar as I go. Because I plan on actually starting to do show notes and shit, so I actually have to type things up properly. Her father was a chief executive at the Marlborough Research Center and was prominent in local... I'm pretty sure that I wrote that wrong, but okay, we're just gonna roll with it. And local body politics with mayoral aspirant. What's local body politics, Kate or Moxie?
I don't know.
After graduating as head prefect in 1997, which we should all know what a prefect is if we know our Harry Potter, obligatory fuck J.K. Rowling. Anyhow, that just means she was a really good student. Olivia enrolled at Otago. No, it's Otago University, where her sister Amelia was already enrolled. She was going to pursue several interests, including politics, law, and music. She played the piano and was a talented musician, having studied music for around 10 years. That year, whoops, or I should say that summer, because in New Zealand, their summer starts in December.
Mm-hmm.
So it was summer and New Year's. That summer, she'd taken a job at a winery in. Oh, I heard them say this right earlier from a podcast out in New Zealand. Let's see if I can say it. Blenheim, that her mother managed. As far as what Ben and Olivia's relationship was, they were friends, though some were saying that the friendship was kind of growing closer in the year leading up to their disappearance. So they might have been a couple. I think it's fair to call them a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So the case. On the night of December 31st, 1997, Olivia Hope, along with her sister Amelia, chartered a yacht called the Tamarack. Olivia was traveling to meet up with her friend Ben Smart at Fernell Lodge for a New Year's party. The party had an estimated 1,500 to 2,000 attendees. It was a huge party. So people were partying on the yachts, and then they would move inland and party in the lodge, and then they would move back out to the yachts. At about 4 or 5 a.m., the two decided to head back to the Tamarack, where they intended to stay and get some shut-eye.
This sounds like such a badass party for New Year's.
I know, right? We gotta go to New Zealand and party there.
And also, summer for New Year's. Yes,
right?
please.
Right? And on the freaking beach? Wait.
I want to party on a yacht in the summer for New Year's. With 2,000 people.
Patreon.
Right?
Join our Patreon so that we can be frivolous.
So that we can go to New Zealand and party on a yacht in the middle of summer for New Year's.
We'll take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my place now.
Sorry.
Okay, so they head back to the Tamarack where they were going to stay and get some rest, whatevs. But when they got back there weren't any cabins left. Even though Olivia had reserved and paid for a cabin on this yacht that she chartered with her sister, they were like, sorry, no. One source called the people who took up all the berths as freeloaders, because what happened is you had people who had passed out drunk all over the place, and there were still more people partying. So people who didn't pay for rooms and didn't really belong on there were taking up all the space.
Right.
And even though Olivia was like, excuse me, we paid, they're like,
what can we do?
We got nothing. So they went back. They had taken a water taxi because, I mean, I think a water taxi is pretty self-explanatory. They were on the water. They needed a way to get between boats and mainland. But they'd taken one with Amelia and her partner back to the Tamarack, and Amelia was able to get her room and everything just fine. And they decided they were going to go back on this water taxi and just figure out where to go, where to stay. The taxi was driven by Guy Wallace, who had also been their bartender. The other passengers were a couple, Hayden Morrissey and Sarah Dyer, and an unknown man. Guy Wallace informed Ben and Olivia that there was no way that they were going to find a place to stay because this was a prime day. Everything was booked out months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
The unknown man offered on the taxi, offered for Olivia to come stay the rest of the morning on his boat. And when they were like, oh yeah, we'll stay there, he's like, no, just Olivia. And they laughed it off. They're like,
Oh, creepy.
Ha ha ha, whatever. Yeah, we can stay there. Yeah, the 17-year-old pretty blonde.
Creepy.
Creepy. So Guy Wallace dropped them off at the stranger's catch, and he felt really uncomfortable about doing this. He was like, are you sure? Are you double sure? Are you triple double sure? There's nowhere else for them to go. He couldn't, like, offer them an alternative.
Right.
But he felt really uneasy. And this was the last time that they would ever be seen. On January 2nd, the two were reported missing by their parents, and an investigation ensued. Olivia was supposed to be back that day to go back to work, and her family had actually been expecting her to come back earlier. It was very unlike both of them to not contact their family and let them know. And keep in mind that on the 5th, Ben was supposed to start working at his dad's company as well.
Right.
So they go there, and this investigation gets started for missing persons.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to figure out where these kids are. On the 5th, Detective Inspector Rob Pope takes over the police investigation. This started blowing up. Along with a mixed team of investigators cross-country, the case was reclassified from missing persons to a homicide investigation. The investigation was named Operation TAM, short for Tamarack. From Wikipedia, the investigation was large in scope, featuring requests for information from the public, significant amounts of interviews across the country, and months of extensive searches of the water surrounding the Endeavour Inlet, which is where this was.
Right.
The Fernal Lodge was in... I know it was in Marble, and the Endeavour Inlet was right there that led into the lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Despite this, no bodies were ever found. In statements given on both the 3rd and 5th of January, Guy Wallace described the unknown man... Oh, sorry, that was the end of the quote from Wikipedia. I keep freaking doing that. In statements given on both the 3rd and 5th of January, Guy Wallace described the unknown man on the water taxi as being... What just happened? Where are my notes? Oh, come back! Come back! Oh my gosh. My computer just, like, the screen just completely went boom, and everything went black, and I'm like, ah! Don't do that to me! Alright, now I have to find my place again. Sorry! I hope everybody likes listening to me sing. Guy Wallace described the unknown man on the water taxi as being approximately 5'9", with a wiry build, short, dark, wavy hair, possibly arm tattoos, and a scruffy appearance, about 2 days' worth of beard growth. He was wearing a Levi's shirt and jeans. Hayden Morrissey couldn't remember much, but what he said, what he did remember, what he would say, pretty much backed up Wallace's description. And Sarah Dyer remembered nothing other than the fact that, yeah, there was this dude and Ben and Olivia left with them. With little else to go on, police had Wallace work with them to create computer sketches of the mystery man. Wallace said that none of the sketches accurately portrayed the man as he remembered him, which I will put up with our social media stuff in the little picture packet, is those sketches. Wallace did end up giving police a crucial piece of the puzzle by stating that the man on his taxi was the same man whom he and other staff had served in the lounge bar earlier in the evening. He stood out because the man had become severely goddamn words, inebriated, confrontational, and reportedly propositioned several women at the party. One of the no, that comes into place later. Ooh, don't mind. When men begin to stand out in their investigation, Scott Watson. So now Watson was reported as behaving the same way. One of the female, lack of a better word, bouncers at the bar, you're not allowed to bring your own alcohol into the bar. He was already, he was already wasted and had a bottle of, I don't know, beer or something like that. And she told him, you either need to throw that away or finish it before you can enter. So he just chugged the whole thing. And he was all up in all the ladies' business and causing all sorts of shit. One witness reported seeing him around 2 a.m. walking away from a blonde girl who was holding her face and crying and asking why he'd hit her. But the police were unable to locate this girl or confirm that this happened. Now a little bit about Scott Watson. He was born in 1971 to Chris and Beverly Watson. He was 26 years old, and he had a checkered past, with 48 criminal convictions at the time.
It's a lot for 26.
That's a shit ton of them. Mainly from when he was a teenager for burglary, theft, cannabis offenses. Cannabis offenses. Ugh. Nobody cares. 2 counts of possessing an offensive weapon, 1 for assault when he was 16, with his last conviction being in 1995 when he had threatened a truck driver with a marlin spike during a dispute regarding a dinghy. From all of this, Watson had been imprisoned for 2 short periods in 1989 and 1990, during which psychiatrists characterized him as a racist who had a problem with aggression. There was also an incident with the sexual assault, and I'm just not dealing with that right now. We ain't doing it. Didn't feel like it. Rob Pope, this is the lead investigator, would say, or said of Watson, that he stood out like dog's balls and had the right sort of agenda and pedigree. He just really went for that dog metaphor. Watson's 5'9" height, slim build, Caucasian race, dark brown hair, and forearm/hand tattoos, notably a skull with skin written across it, which is a reference to white supremacist ideologies, had police convinced that this was their man. But so very many questions and inconsistencies leave room to wonder if Watson really is the guilty party. Inconsistencies. So, okay, this might get a little blah, blah, because this is the part where my notes started getting all over the place because there's so much shit that went down.
Okay.
Now, the boat or the ketch that Watson reported. Sorry, my computer's trying to fall over me. The catch that Wallace. Get your name straight, Emily.
I kept getting those confused reading into this one too.
Yeah, everywhere. he had dropped them off at a ketch. I'm going to say it again, ketch, because it's a very specific type of boat. It's a ketch. He described it as being very nice. It was a boat. Now, you've got to remember this marina is full of boat enthusiasts and sailors and stuff. They know their freaking boats. And this was a really nice one. It was pristine white, had a blue stripe on it, brass ports. He remembered it was large. They had to step up onto it, like they had to climb up onto it. It wasn't like they could just step off from the water taxi. Several witnesses reported this catch in the marina. I'm going to look this up real quick and read the description of what a catch is so that people can get an idea. No, not catch up. Oh my God, Emily. This is what happens when you let Google go wild. Catch. It's a boat. So this is a 2-masted, fore and aft rigged sailboat with a mizzen mast steeked forward of the rudder and smaller than the fore mast. And these things are about 40 feet long as well.
Okay.
Once again, lots of people saw this boat. Lots of people witnessed this was the boat they were dropped off on.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Wallace's boat. Oh my gosh, I just called him Scott Wallace. Scott
Watson.
Watson's boat. He had built himself. And it was not a catch. It was a... Let me look it up real quick. Stop that. Oh my God, my computer's losing its fucking mind. Scott Watson boat. No, I want to know about what type of boat his stuff was. Okay, so his boat was, and I will also post a comparison of his boat versus the sketch that Wallace had worked with police to create of the catch he had seen.
Okay.
So I have to go. Now, his boat was a sloop. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to look up the difference between a sloop as to compared to a catch. A sloop is a sailboat with a single mast. So right there, totally different boats. Typically having only one head sail in front of the mast and one mainsail aft of the mast. And they are much smaller in size. Let's see if I can see what size they usually run. Whatever. The point is it's smaller.
Mm-hmm.
This is clearly not the same boat. It's just not. It had been painted, I think it was red and blue that New Year's night. And then he went and painted it blue like the next day or so. And I don't know who would, when the police are asking about a ship that's got a blue stripe on it, why would you go and paint your boat blue? Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
And it was freshly painted. So, but they got their claws in and decided this guy was the guy. Now, I'm not saying this guy was the same. I'm not saying he wasn't somehow involved in their disappearance, murders, whatever. I'm saying that the investigation was a shit show. And to the very letter of the law, which I get New Zealand's laws are a bit different than ours, but they're still basic things that are the same. To the letter of the law, his conviction was a miscarriage of justice. Once again, I don't know if he actually was involved, if he killed them, whatever. I'm saying that they didn't have the grounds to convict him. And they shit showed this thing up. The more they got into being convinced that this was Scott Watson, the more they had the problem of people coming back, the witnesses coming back and asking about this catch and saying, no, we saw a catch. It wasn't a sloop. So the police said, we can't find this catch you're talking about. And we've looked at photos from the night, and they identified like 127 of the ships there, but there were way more ships than that. Keeping in mind this was 1997. I know technically 1998, but the first day of 1998 is still 1997. The technology is the same. You didn't have people there with their cell phones taking selfies, recording everything. You had basic camera. You didn't even have digital pictures.
Right.
So the quality is not going to be that great.
No,
unless
not
you have unless all like 2,000 of those people were professional photographers who could manage to take non-blurry photos when they were absolutely pissed drunk, you're not going to have a full view of the marina. You're just not. They started gaslighting these witnesses. And they even put it out in the news because this blew up. This was a massive case. And they started putting it out in the news that this boat did not exist. It was never there. Everyone... Is that me or you?
My air conditioner just started.
Oh.
I don't know if that's what you heard.
You do an air conditioner down there?
Yeah, it's hot down here still.
Wow. I lost my place.
What temperature is it? Let me find out.
Yeah. Now you got me singing White Christmas up in here. While you're doing that. Yes, like I said, they told all these people they were mistaken that this catch did not exist. They didn't know what they were talking about.
So right now it is 84 degrees.
Wow. It's like 12 degrees here.
Plus our humidity is at 92%, so that makes it feel warmer than it is. So it feels warmer than 84 because of the humidity.
I am not the type of person who can survive December being 84 degrees.
Oh, I'm not the type of person that can survive snow anymore, so I get it.
My bones absolutely hate the cold Utah weather. But the rest of my body is like, yes, defy you, sun, stop shining. Even though I need the vitamin D.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Furthermore, so we're past the whole cops are telling absolutely everybody this boat that very clearly existed didn't exist. And all these people who fucking know boats didn't know what they were talking about. At this point, during this when they brought in Watson's sloop, I almost called it a ketch. At this point, it still wasn't, it was like, allegedly, he's our prime suspect, but we're not, like, it's not supposed to really be out there. No, somebody blew the whistle, and there was a media frenzy at the dock. So now everybody paying attention to this case, which is all of New Zealand, is convinced that this guy did it. And that's not, everybody has a right to due process. It's not, once again, I don't know whether or not he did it. I don't know. I wasn't there.
You have a panty face.
Oh my gosh, it just got super loud. There she goes.
What got super loud?
Your air conditioner.
My air conditioner.
When you like bent forward there.
Oh, weird. Sorry.
Oh, I am stumbling all over my points tonight. Right. So, media shit show when they haven't even really gotten into being ready to indict Watson.
Right.
Not good. Not the way it should go.
No.
I mean, this isn't O.J. Simpson. He ain't belting it in a Bronco. His family really felt the pressure. He had a sister and a brother. They felt that they were being, harassed by the police force. They would come now, as is normal with a murder investigation. You go back, you re-question witnesses, you re-examine scenes, whatever, and they tossed the family's homes over and over looking for evidence. And they started to, now this is according to the Watson family. So I don't know, allegedly, if I'm supposed to drop that in there. But according to the Watson family, they were trying to pit the family members against each other. They get them individually and be like, we know he did it. You need to tell us he did it. And doing that thing where you kind of hint that the other person said something and you should say something. And, you know, if you know something, then you're obstructing justice or whatever. His sister says that at one point they threatened to take her children away.
Oh, damn.
If she didn't give them information on the case. That's a bit extreme and, I don't know, unlawful. Talk about coercion.
Right.
So once again, I want to stress, I don't know whether or not he was guilty. What I'm criticizing is the way that the investigation and the trial was handled.
Right.
This is not okay. The witnesses from that night. So the thing was that people couldn't identify, there weren't people other than Wallace and Hayden and Sarah that were on that taxi who could really attest to the way this guy looked, the one that was on the taxi. However, when Wallace said this is the same guy that was at the bar, there were a lot of people who were like, oh yeah, we know that guy. He was really sketchy and rugged and just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
These people, they kept showing, they would do the witness or the suspect lineups, which for those who don't know, as part of police investigations, when you have witnesses and you have a suspect, you put a bunch of pictures of random people in a line with the person who's your suspect.
Right.
And I know that television shows love to do the police lineup where they're behind the wall and do you see your attacker?
It's usually pictures.
It's usually pictures.
And they can't guarantee that the picture's going to have been taken around the same time as the crime being committed.
Exactly. Over and over again, they did this with the witnesses with Scott Watson in the lineup. Over and over again, witnesses failed to finger Watson as the suspect. It was only when a picture of Watson that was not from that night, mind you, where he looked kind of sloppy-eyed and a little bit out of it, that people were like, I don't know, maybe that could be him. And their police are like, yes, there's our proof.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work. Also of note, there was a picture taken of Watson. He was on multiple ships that night. He was doing the cruise like everybody else was. And there is a picture of him on, I believe it was, oh crap, that's right. I didn't bother writing down what the name of the ship was because I heard it said in the True Crime Sisters podcast. They said the name of it. I could not understand it or understand it enough to be confident that I was repeating it properly, and I couldn't find the freaking information anywhere else.
Okay.
You will see there are 8 sources listed, and it was so hard to just find the information I needed because everything's about what's currently happening. Picture of him on one of the other boats. He is clean cut. He is shaven. His hair is cut down. A lot of witnesses described this other guy, this scruffy. That was the freaking word I've been looking for. Like his hair was maybe shoulder length, definitely below the ears. It is not the same person at all when you look at the picture of him from that night versus witness descriptions. That was my train of thought.
Oh no.
It's gone. Okay.
By Emily's mind.
It went. I knew this was going to happen. I've been studying like hardcore since yesterday on this goddamn case, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to just jump right out the fucking window.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try real quick to see if I can find what it was. Oh, I totally forgot. The name of Watson's boat was Blade.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'd mentioned he built this boat himself with the intention of living on it, because as a child or as a teenager, him and his family had lived on a boat, and he was a big sailing enthusiast. Been sailing since he was a little kid. So let's see now. Okay, but I need to know what was. I'm trying to remember what it was that was the final piece of evidence. The tiger blanket. That's right. I forgot about the tiger blanket. The police go and they search his couch. Or, my bad. For any sort of evidence they can find, which there's not a lot. What becomes something that's this big to do is this tiger blanket, and they found blonde hairs on this tiger blanket. However, people were not doing their jobs. They weren't being careful about cross-contamination. So they went and they got like DNA samples and stuff from the family. But no one was paying attention to when the hair got tested, which hair was what they gathered from the family versus what hair was on the blanket. But that was something they used in court, is this blanket had hair on it. Blonde hair on it. The other thing was that the hatch to the lower deck had scratch marks on it. And they have that foam covering. They painted this story of somebody must have been below deck and trying to scratch their way out, which gave, once again, this media sensationalization runs with this.
Right.
And they're going, oh, Olivia was trapped down there and trying to scratch the way out. The thing was, though, that the scratches went all the way to the edge of the hatch, which if you were underneath it and the hatch was closed, you wouldn't be able to reach those edges. And his sister testified that her children had been on there and playing with the hatch and scratching it up. Now, I'm going to see real quick if I can find this article, because the police did a major fuck up. I'm just going to see if I can find it real quick. During the investigation, murder unsolved. Search right here. Pen Smart. They were putting out a huge media pull for anybody who had information on the case. And they were delivering these media packets left and right. Smart and Olivia Hope. This should not be hard. Okay, let's try this. I'm on the right website. I'm trying to find the article. Because I know it's on there. I had it earlier, but I'm using this stupid search feature and it's not fudging. Fine. Well, these aren't in alphabetical order now, are they? This is pissing me off. I know this is the right site. I know it is. They did. Okay, this is pissing me off. I can't find it. And if I could find it, I could do this. Because they had to issue an apology for their stupidity. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode early tonight. And I'm going to get more into this next week. Because my brain is fragged and I cannot find the gosh darn resource I'm looking for.
All right.
But there's a lot more to it. Because we have to talk about the actual trial, conviction, appeals, all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, everybody who joined tonight. Thank you, everybody who will be watching this later. I invite you to follow us on all of our social media platforms. There's a link in the bio. We're all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Come check out our Patreon. We have tons of fun stuff going on there. Check out our... Wow, my brain just went shit. Oh my god, I cannot get it together. Check out our Patreon. You can contact us anytime at historyandshit@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. Let us know your suggestions. What stories you want to hear. And not just for Murder in the Moonlight. You can let us know. We've got Inappropriate History. The podcast is up and running now. What's some inappropriate history you know about? Send us. If you've got stories from growing up, local town, people you knew, anything weird, it doesn't have to be murder. It can be conspiracy theories. It can be cults. It can be ghosts. We don't care.
Mhm.
We want to hear
Yeah.
from you. Unless you want to, like, yell at us. I fucking just found the resource. Of course I did. Oh my god. Whatever. I'm going to deal with it next week. So, god damn it, Emily. We cannot do what we do without you.
No.
And even though we made a joke about going to New Zealand on our Patreon,
We're not doing that.
we actually just need money to keep up and running. If you don't want to join our Patreon, you don't want a monthly commitment, that's cool. You should know that tiers start at as low as $3 a month. We have Venmo. We have Wishlist
on Amazon.
On Amazon.
So you can buy us books and stuff that we need to research things.
I know. I have so many books on there that every day I find new ones. Like, there are 5 different books about this case. And my library doesn't have them. I don't know. It's a small town library. They do not have a whole lot on true crime. I'm working it. Anyhow, so yes, I am going to shamelessly beg you for money. Because, as you can tell, our sound quality and video quality isn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be buying microphones and things long before we are going to a party on New Year's Eve in New Zealand.
Yes. And you can buy merch.
Mm-hmm. Like this, they died of murder keychain.
You gotta hold it up a bit higher. Higher.
No matter what I do, it's like...
There you go.
That's showing it on the Instagram.
Okay, and then you gotta show it back on the...
And then on this one...
There you go. They died of murder.
They died of murder.
Murder in the moonlight. So we have this kind of weird fight. We're dealing with Zazzle and our stuff being stuck behind a ratings wall.
Yeah.
Oh my god. If you've got an account, you just set it to view PG-13 and up, and you can find us. If you don't, and you see me pimping merch, and you're like, I want that, but I don't want to fuck around with Zazzle, send us a message. We'll get you squared away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a website, but I am one person. And Moxie and Evie help me with broadcasting. Everything else is me. So be patient with me, goddammit. When my brain is fudging fried.
Emily's the one holding this all together. Doing all the work.
I love you guys. I'm fragged. We love having you here.
Mm-hmm.
That's my blatant plug in complaining. My adult temper tantrum I had earlier today. Remember, be a bitch.
Carry a big stick.
And don't get murdered. And don't get on boats with strange people.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Next week, same time, same place for part 2. And I will have my ship moderately together.
Yay.
Yay. Right.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I should say, Sunday, new episode of Inappropriate History is dropping.
Mm-hmm.
We're over on Podbean. Come check us out. We had a lot of fun with this last one.
Inappropriate History, I think, is where I say more of the weird things that I don't remember saying at all that Emily then makes a meme out of. So you don't want to miss those. They're
it's been a lot of fun just randomly messaging you with shit you said that you don't remember. But that's our not safe for work aspects of history, in case the title didn't give it away. All right. Bye!
Bye!